Let me show you how I made this adorable cowboy tote bag out of these bags that barbecue coal came in. That's right, the coal that you use for barbecues. They came in pretty dirty, so it was going to be a challenge to get them clean. So I cut off the tops and the bottoms of the bags so I could clean them. Most of the coal dust came off pretty quickly just with the rinse of the hose. And after I put them in a bucket of warm soapy water, they came out pretty clean. I turned the bag inside out so I could get ready to sew it. I cut the bag about 21 inches long, keep it in mind where the design on the bag would be on the front. As far as the width of the bag, I use whatever the width of the bag is. I never cut the sides. Next, we're going to sew along the bottom seam. I fold the bottom seam over about a half an inch and sew all the way along the bottom. Then I go back and fold it over again and make another stitch all along the bottom. This makes a nice sturdy bottom seam. Unfortunately, after I did all the sewing on the seams, I realized that I had sewed the top and not the bottom, so I had to take all that sewing out. But I left it in the video because I wanted you guys to know that even though I have made thousands of these bags, I can still make a mistake just as easy as anybody else. So I took it all apart and then I actually sewed the bottom of the bag. Next, it's time to make your flat bottom corners. And you do this by standing the bag up and pushing in the side seam into the bottom seam. So you just push it in there and you make this little ear or corner. And this makes the bottom nice and flat. Look down inside your bag and make sure the side seam matches up with the bottom seam. From the tip of the corner, measure 5 inches down each side and draw a line where they meet. And then do a stitch along that line to make your corner. Now that the corners are done, I'm going to work on the top. And I go along the top, folding it over an inch all the way around. I hold it down with the clothespins, and then I make another fold, another inch, so it is just folded over twice along the top. This makes for a nice rugged top. When you have your folds complete, measure 6 inches from the edge, each edge of the bag for the handles, and do this on both the front and the back of the bag. Now tuck in your 1-inch webbing underneath the fold and bring it forward. Do this on both sides of the bag. Now you have your handles in place. Now we're going to sew along the top of the bag, come in about 3/4 of an inch and sew again. This is where I put in my Blue Earth bag tag on the handle, and I double back doing a reinforced stitch over every handle. After I've gone around the edge of the bag, I go in about 3/4 of an inch and sew again all the way around the bag, reinforcing my handles again. At this point, this is what our bag looks like. It's still turned inside out. It has the corners done and the top done with double stitching around the top. Now we turn our bag right side out and we got this adorable cowboy bag. You can see how wide it is from the side. Perfect for carrying groceries or anything else. The inside came out fairly clean for carrying coal. See all of our repurposed bags and totes at blueearthbags.com.